Hello, I'm just going to talk you through some gentle lymphatic massage techniques that can be really helpful if you find yourself in the position of having engorged breasts. Engorgement can happen for a number of reasons. It can happen initially in the early days of breastfeeding when the change from your colostrum to your mature milk happens, because your body responds by pumping more water towards your breasts. It's not unusual that your breasts get quite full, quite firm, maybe even a little bit hot, which can be uncomfortable for you as a nursing parent, but also can make latching for your baby more tricky. So that might be really helpful, and this might be really helpful in this situation. This might also be helpful if you find yourself engorged at a different point in your feeding journey, which can happen. It might be there's been a longer gap between feeds or pumping sessions. It might be your baby's unwell and isn't feeding as much. Could be all sorts of reasons, but being able to manually bring yourself some relief with these massage techniques can be really helpful. What we need to think about is your lymphatic drainage system, which is a system you have all over your body to remove lymph. And lymph is another term for fluid. And whereas in the past we have said with engorged breast to massage towards your nipple, we now recommend a different technique, which is to take advantage of these lymph draining points in your body and massage towards those. And when it comes to your breast, your draining points are up towards your collarbone and also in your armpit. So by moving the fluid back up towards these points, it means your body can dispose of that extra fluid in other ways, usually through your urine, bowel movements, sweating, and maybe even in your breath as well, which is really interesting. So what we do when we talk about doing these techniques is, obviously I've got my scrubs on today, but you'd usually do it with your bare hands on your bare breast. You can do it multiple times a day in the shower, or just before or after feeds, to help yourself be more comfy. Obviously, if it's early days and both breasts are engorged, you can do this technique on both breasts, but it may well be later on in your journey one breast is more engorged, and so you'd only need to do this massage on the one side. So some techniques you might like to think about is, firstly, put your hand round your arm into your armpit like this, and think about stroking that fluid up into your armpit. So this sort of movement. And I'm not pushing, you wouldn't want to push too hard, probably about the same pressure as you stroke a dog or a cat. And you do 5 to 10 strokes up towards your armpit like that. Then you can also support the whole of your breast and move it up and back towards your armpit like this. So up and back and release, up and back. So you're moving your whole breast tissue up and back towards your armpit. And you can really think about that fluid hopefully draining away up into your armpit and then down the side of your body, up and back. And similarly, you can lift your breast up towards your collarbone. So put a hand underneath your breast and another on top, and then you're going to lift your breast up towards your collarbone and then release. Lift it up and release. And this is a bit similar if you've been shown how to use reverse pressure softening to soften your breast to help your baby latch. This is a similar technique of kind of you moving the fluid back into the body of your breast and away down your body. So like this, up and back. You can also, if you think about where your lymphatic drainage goes, it goes down the side of your body. So as well as concentrating on your breast here, you can also stroke down towards your hip, which can encourage your lymph system to kind of spring into gear and help drain some of that excess fluid. So just going down towards your hip from the side of your breast here, all the way down. You might also use your hand here just to stroke up towards your collarbone, pushing some of that fluid up and away from your breast into your collarbone, taking the pressure away from your breast and into your lymphatic drainage system. So as I said, you can do these multiple times a day and do what feels comfy for your breast, depending on where the swelling feels. You can kind of move your breast depending on that, so whether that's towards your armpit or up. But just be very gentle with the whole of your breast, because obviously when we've got swelling, it's inflamed, and we want to be really gentle and kind to your breast and not add extra stress. So I hope that helps.